Now it's time to get the view from the other side. Today in Toledo, Ohio, Barack Obama shot back at John McCain. Before I introduce our next guest, watch.
Well, Senator McCain may be worried about losing an election, but I'm worried about you losing your jobs. I'm worried about you losing your homes. I'm worried about you losing your life savings.
Brian Jones is a senior advisor to the McCain campaign. And Brian, picking up on something Governor Vilsack said, Lindsey Graham did say at this point yesterday, actually earlier yesterday, that John McCain would be delivering a detailed policy speech. What happened?
Well, look, this is the mainstream media getting some of their information incorrectly. John McCain always had the plan of going out today.
Lindsey Graham. We got it from Lindsey Graham.
Look, John McCain's plan was always to go out today and talk about the state of the race. Now, he's someone who always runs best when he's behind. This is another comeback for John McCain. He'll be talking more about the economy in the days and weeks to come, but this information was simply incorrect.
Okay, Lindsey Graham was wrong. That's fine. I want to ask you about Governor Palin. On Friday night, a bipartisan legislative committee in Alaska voted to release a report that said Governor Palin abused the powers of her office and violated a state ethics law in pressuring her public safety commissioner to fire a state trooper. Yet, on a conference call over the weekend, here's how Palin described the report. Listen.
I'm very, very pleased to be cleared of any legal wrongdoing, any hint of any kind of unethical activity there. I'm very pleased to be cleared of any of that.
No hint of any unethical behavior. Did she not read the report Friday night?
Well, here's what you have to understand about this report. Initially, the report into Walt Monaghan was to see if there was any improper or unlawful behavior, and the report said there was absolutely none. But the report was done at the behest of two Democrats who were both Obama supporters. Now, David, you've been around for more than one or two election cycles. Do you really think that the Obama campaign or the DNC would allow this report to come out with there not being some type of decision or some type of ruling that potentially would look to harm the governor? Now, as we understand it, the ethics rules,
let's turn that question into who actually released the report. I mean, it was 10 Republicans on this legislative committee who voted out this report and 4 Democrats. And the other thing is they started on this investigation before Sarah Palin was even named to the ticket. So to suggest that Barack Obama somehow had a hand or that his supporters had a hand in this seems a little bit misleading. I guess my question is, yes, you are right that in terms of firing Walter Monaghan, as has been clear all summer long, the governor of Alaska can do that without any reason. But in terms of pressuring Walter Monaghan, the public safety commissioner, to fire the state trooper, the report was clear that she abused her powers when she put the pressure on, when her husband did, with her staff. And I guess the question is, again, doesn't the McCain campaign, doesn't Sarah Palin acknowledge some validity to what the investigation found on that point?
Well, there's a couple of things you have to understand here. First off, when you're talking about state ethics law in Alaska, that traditionally involves someone when they've had some type of financial gain. There's been no financial gain here. So a number of legal experts have viewed this as an extreme overreach by the Democrats who led this investigation. And back to your other point, while everyone on the council did say that the report should be released and made public, there was disagreement by a number of people on the council as to whether or not the findings of the report were actually valid. So there's a couple different issues at play here. I think the most important thing, though, is Sarah Palin, John McCain want to get back to discussing the issues that really matter to the American people, like the economy, like health care, and move past this incident.
Brian Jones, senior advisor to the McCain campaign. Brian, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.